Hello. That was such a weird way to start. Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about something very near and dear to my heart, and that is the Avengers, Marvel, and more specifically Endgame. I feel like it goes without saying there's going to be several spoilers, so if you have not seen Endgame, don't watch this unless you want it to get spoiled. If you have seen Endgame, or if you haven't but just want to hear someone's opinion on it, I hope you continue watching. So, oh my god, there's like a little nest and there's a bird in the nest at my house. It's very cute. Anyways, so I'm in my car right now because my room is a mess. I still haven't fixed any of my stuff for moving in from college because I moved in and then went to Florida and then I've been working. So, and instead of cleaning it now, I'm making a video. But yeah, so my house is a mess and there's really no cute place to film in there, so I'm in my car. If you see me like looking around like this, it's because I'm in my driveway, so I'm looking to see if there's any people walking by or my neighbors. But it's like noon on a Wednesday, so hopefully most of them are at work. So back to the video. So yesterday, I went to go see Endgame for a third time. I went by myself. I literally, an hour before the movie started, decided I wanted to go, bought my ticket, and I went and sat by myself. It was my first time ever going to the movies by myself. And, you know, it's true what they say. It's very liberating, you know? Felt good. Felt good. But anyways, I saw it the third time, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it, because I, you know, loved it. So today is Tony Stark's birthday, R.I.P. So I'm doing this in honor of him. So okay, let's talk about Endgame. So I personally loved Endgame. I thought it was such a great ending to this phase. I loved how they were able to, like, by having them go back into the past, they were able to kind of pay homage. Is it homage? Homage? Pay tribute to the kind of original Avengers movies. I loved the scene when they go back to New York and they show that iconic, it's still one of the most iconic scenes where you have like all the Avengers in a circle and the camera's just going around them, like all the OGs. They showed that, I started crying. Like, it was I loved it. And it, as a fan of these, you know, I've been watching these movies, I wasn't a fan during Iron Man. I think I watched some of the Iron Man movies, but it wasn't until the first Avengers movie that I really became hooked. So especially for me, like, that's really what got me into Avengers and the MCU. And so seeing that scene again was just so powerful, and I loved it. And I just loved how they were able to kind of throw in these little Easter eggs, like these little, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, like just the little side, like, funny comments that you wouldn't understand if you hadn't seen all the other movies. Like, there were so many little, like, lines that were said, and I was like, oh my god. Obviously the biggest one being I am Iron Man at the end. The minute Thanos was like, I am inevitable, and he goes, I am, I literally whispered to myself, I was like, Iron Man. The Avengers Assemble, that killed me. I feel like we've all been waiting so long to hear them say that, and for it to be that moment, which I will get to that moment later. But yeah, just all the little, like, don't do anything stupid, how can I, you're taking all this stupid with you. Like, just, there was so many little lines that, like, probably went over so many people's head, but like I caught basically all of them, and it was amazing. That being said, I do agree with a lot of people. There were some problems. Thor's character, for example, I love what they did with him, and I hate what they did with him. So I loved how they showed, like, I'm glad they didn't just make him, you know, kind of not show any, like, I would have been mad if they just brought him and he was like, all right, let's go kill Thanos, and he was like, fine. I'm really glad that they showed him grieving, and they showed that he, even though he is, you know, this all-powerful being, like, he's the god of thunder, but, like, it shows that he has this, like, soft side, and that, like, he lost everything. Like, he literally lost everything, and it showed that vulnerability in him, and I was really glad that they showed that. However, it was done in such a way that it was more for comic relief, and I didn't like that. I think when I first saw it, I was kind of blind to it, because I was just like, oh, haha, this is funny. And then, like, I was, like, looking at what people were saying, and then I thought about it, and I was like, and, like, the second time I saw it, I was like, ooh, like, this is really bad. And it just, I think it would have been better if it hadn't been used more for comic relief, and if they really had, like, delve into it more and, like, explain more of his mental, you know, the mental struggles he was having, because it was definitely really powerful. But I think it was done in such a way that it was, most of it was for comic relief, and I wish there was more of it that was taken a little more seriously. This is going to be a very, very, very unpopular opinion. I'm actually kind of scared to say it. Everyone hated Steve's ending. I didn't mind it. That being said, though, I understand why. Oh my god, there's 2 of them. They're feeding the babies. Oh my god, he went flying away. Okay, sorry. Distracted by cute baby birds. So I didn't mind Steve's ending, but I understand why a lot of people didn't, and I do see the problems with it. Oh god, the mailman's coming. I gotta take this down. The mailman's coming. Okay. I don't really know if that's in the same spot. I completely lost track of what I was saying. Cap. Yes, I get why a lot of people don't like his endings. I didn't love it. Okay, so a lot of people were saying it was out of Steve's arc. Like, I'm not. It's like it was out of character for Steve. I kind of disagree, because I can see why he did it, just because people are like, oh, it was such a selfish thing to do. But I was like, he made the comment like, oh, I was going to get that life that Tony had, like, was talking about, and he only, like, I think the only reason he did stay is because he knew that Sam would take on the mantle of Captain America. I think it would have been a lot more selfish if he did it, like, and not having anyone to replace him. And I agree, it was definitely out of character for him in, like, the beginning of the movies, like, if before, but, like, his character in, like, Infinity War and stuff. But if you have to remember, like, 5 years have passed, and I think he's, you know, lost a lot, so I think it kind of makes sense. But on the same hand, I think people are like, oh, how dare he leave Bucky. And the one thing, first of all, as much as I love Steve and Bucky, what made me mad was a lot of people were mad about it just because they wanted him to end up with Bucky, and I was like, calm down. He's not, I'm sorry, like, as much as you want that to happen, it's, the Russo brothers are not gonna do that. They're just not, like, they're not. But the one thing I wish was in the movie is, and I feel like it would have made the ending, that ending, if they wanted to keep that ending a little better, would have been, there wasn't much dialogue between Steve and Bucky, and, like, the dialogue they did have, it kind of seems like it's implied that Bucky knew, because he's like, oh, I'm gonna miss you, pal. And then Sam's like, how long is this gonna take? And he's like, oh, for us, just seconds. So, like, why would Bucky say he was gonna miss him if he would see him in a few seconds? Which led me to believe that they had talked about it. But I really wish they had shown them talking about it. And, like, I think if they really wanted that ending, they should have, like, had a scene where, like, you know, they have Steve talking about it, and then Steve is like, no, I can't do that, I can't leave you and Sam, and then Bucky being like, no, I want you to do that. I feel like if he had gotten that affirmation from Bucky, like, physically, and you saw Bucky being the one to be like, no, go and do this, you know, like, I feel like it would have made it a little better, because it does seem kind of bad, like he's just leaving his best friend. Because I agree, like all throughout the movies, it's always been Bucky has been the one. Like even in Endgame, how does he, I mean, like he distracts him, like when he sees like Cap choose, like, you know, when the two Caps are fighting, like the Cap, like old Cap, so 2014 Cap, gets distracted because he first sees that, you know, our Cap has the compass with Peggy's face on it, but it's Bucky's alive is what really gets him to stop, and like is the trigger for him. And I don't know, it's just it was hinted at all along that he was gonna stay. Like I kind of knew, but I definitely do agree, it's like if they wanted this to be his ending, they definitely should have done a better job at explaining it, and a better job at like making it seem like he didn't just abandon Bucky, because I think I can see why a lot of people didn't like that. I think I only liked it just because it was a happy ending, and like, I think Cap deserved to be happy, and I'm glad he didn't die. I saw someone say they would have rather had him dead than that ending, and I was like, that's a bit extreme, but I definitely didn't love it. I definitely, the one thing I read, and I don't know if this is true, but I read that someone said there was an alternate ending where he went back and got his dance with Peggy and then came back, and I think I would have liked that better. But I think the other problem too is they wanted to have a way to pass on the mantle of Cap to Sam, and they'd already killed Tony, and they didn't want to kill Iron Man and Cap, which is why they did this. But they could have easily just had him retire. I don't know, like I said, I am not in the people who are like, I despise that they ruined Cap's arc, but I'm also not like in love with it. Like I think they definitely could have done a lot better job, but I was just happy that Cap had a good life. Really unpopular opinion, people are probably gonna come for me, I'm sorry. I get where you're coming from though, like I understand everyone's opinions, and I respect everyone's opinions, so I hope that everyone will respect my opinions. What's the other problem? Natasha. I am in the majority when I say I hate that they didn't have a funeral for her. Oh my god, I just had an idea. What if so they're filming the Black Widow movie. What if it's supposed to be about her like past. What if it starts with her funeral? And then it's like them remembering her. And then you go to her past. I don't know if that would make any sense, but like that'd be pretty cool, because she deserved a funeral. I mean, we got them mourning over her, but like she didn't get a funeral.